WWE are looking to introduce new championship belts, but first, this former WWE World Champion is on the verge of a return. WWE Survivor Series will go down in just over 1 month's time, with rumors abound as to what to expect at the show. Whilst a CM Punk return in Chicago appears to be off the table, at least for now, it looks like a different WWE return is expected to happen inside the All-State Arena on November 25th. According to a fresh report from WrestleVote, steps have been made internally towards the return of Randy Orton, who hasn't been seen on WWE television since he and Matt Riddle dropped the Raw Tag Team Championships to the Usos in a unification match in May 2022, with him later undergoing back fusion surgery, which has kept him out since, and the report notes. Regarding the Randy Orton return rumors, source states new merchandise and branding has been approved. Also, WWE will present a large social media promotion digital material for the comeback. It's indeed happening, likely Survivor Series or that weekend. This report comes not too long after Fightful Select reported that the Viper was spotted training at the WWE Performance Center, with them adding that he and WWE are targeting a return by Survivor Series. On top of this, Rev Theory, the band behind Randy's infamous Voices entrance music, would take to X this week to post an image of the cover art for the song with the caption, "The time is near," an additional sign that Orton is set to make a comeback to the ring. Next up, could this be a sign that CM Punk is Impact Wrestling bound? On last night's news video, we would discuss a report from Ibu of Wrestle Purist, who revealed on X that Impact Wrestling have made a contract offer to top free agent CM Punk, this following his recent AEW contract termination last month. This information surfaced in response to a post from Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp, who noted that individuals within Impact were open to a Punk return, stating that he was, quote, really great backstage during his recent visit to an Impact taping during his AEW hiatus earlier this year. Whilst it's unclear if CM Punk would be willing to make the move, it seems that Impact are now leaning into the rumors in an attempt to create some buzz for tomorrow night's Bound for Glory pay-per-view, which will take place from the Cicero Stadium in Chicago, Illinois. Impact's George Iceman would tease a surprise for the show on last night's edition of Before the Impact, and he would state, "Here's the scoop. It looks like there was a flight booked, there was transportation set up, a hotel was booked for someone, I can't figure out exactly who, they're keeping it hush-hush, but it looks like there is a possible surprise for Bound for Glory." Due to the timing of the tease, many have taken this as a sign that the Second City Saint could be Impact bound, although there are a few things that could rule this out. Whilst CM Punk would likely need to board a plane in order to appear at the show due to him currently residing in Los Angeles, he likely wouldn't need a hotel room, as he almost certainly owns a Chicago-based residence. In spite of this, it looks like Impact may have an ace up their sleeve ahead of Saturday night's major event. And next up, could this former WWE champion be WWE bound? Former Impact World Champion Sami Callihan currently finds himself on the free agency market following the expiration of his Impact Wrestling contract. This after both sides were unable to come to terms on a new agreement. Since then, he has teased that he could be set for a reunion with former tag team partner Jon Moxley in All Elite Wrestling, with Fightful Select reporting that Mox himself has been pushing for the company to make the signing happen. Well, a current WWE superstar has now thrown a spanner in the works after taking to social media this week to suggest that he too is pushing for the signing of Callihan, this time in WWE. Former NXT champion Karrion Kross would post on X last night to pay tribute to the current free agent, noting that he wants to open the door for him, and he wrote, "I held this title proudly, Sami Callihan. You always brought out the most vicious side of me, which always took me to my next level. I heard you're a free agent now. Let me return the favor and open a door for you that you once opened for me." During his career on the independents, Kross would work in many of the same promotions as Sami Callihan, including Wrestling Revolver, which is owned by the Death Machine himself, as well as Impact Wrestling. Callihan has only worked one match since his Impact departure and is yet to wrestle in October, with his future in wrestling remaining very much a mystery. And next up, Cody Rhodes has revealed a recent top 10 moments of his career. At WWE Fastlane, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso would win the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships after defeating the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. This before going viral due to many comments that were made at the post-show media scrum. At the press conference, Rhodes and Uso would appear to be a little under the influence, leading to a very different side of both men coming to screens. Speaking with WWE Germany this week, the American Nightmare would reflect on he and Jay's antics that night, revealing that he feels it's a top 10 moment of his career, and he would say, "Well, afterwards I told Jay that might have been a top 10 moment of my career. One of the things you can't see in the press conference is the media wasn't really asking, they were just kind of oogling us, and they're normally a little bit quicker with the questions. A lot of the humor and what was happening, we were just lingering on it. You've seen the video, other than we were having a very great time. I don't know if I can top it press conference wise, I don't know if I want to try to top it. Next time I'm just coming with a sheet of paper, maybe read some stats, some technical information. I refuse to treat the press conferences as if they are part of the show." Next up, Tony Khan is set to make a huge announcement. Tonight, All Elite Wrestling will air this week's episode of AEW Rampage, this with matches that were taped this past Wednesday after Dynamite. With that said, this isn't the only thing that we'll see on the show, as AEW President Tony Khan has taken to social media to tease an announcement on the show. Earlier today, Khan would reveal on X that tonight on Rampage he will make a special Dream Match announcement, which will take place tomorrow night on AEW Collision live from Memphis, Tennessee. Whilst it's unconfirmed, fan speculation has arose that the match in question could be linked to the recent backstage confrontation between AEW World Champion MJF and Kenny Omega, with the reigning title holder set to surpass the Cleaner's all-time longest world title reign in company history. With that said, this is far from confirmed and the announcement could well be something else entirely, but we'll just have to wait and see to find out. And speaking of big match announcements, the main event of WWE Crown Jewel has been confirmed. Over the past several months, LA Knight has become one of the most popular stars on the WWE roster, with the company seemingly showing reluctance to fully invest in the megastar. However, over recent weeks, he's been seen teaming with John Cena in a main event caliber position on the card, with him now set to take things to the next level. Taking to X today, WWE would announce that LA Knight will compete for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at the upcoming Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia, an event that will go down on November 4. Over recent weeks, Knight has set his sights on Roman Reigns and his title belt, with him even receiving endorsement from John Cena as the one who should be next in line for a shot. The match will be Roman's first broadcasted championship defense since SummerSlam on August 5th, where he defeated cousin Jey Uso under tribal combat rules. Next up, does this McMahon family member have a future as a WWE superstar? Declan McMahon, the son of Shane McMahon, would recently appear in the front row at WWE Fastlane alongside his Indiana University football teammates, this with a custom Indiana football belt over his shoulder. He would then follow up the appearance with a post on social media where he would state that he is born for this, leading to speculation on if he could make the transition into the squared circle once his football days are over. Declan would appear in a rare interview this week where he discussed his family business and was asked what he meant by the aforementioned post. He would refer to his prior appearance at WrestleMania 32, where he accompanied his dad Shane to the ring ahead of his Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker, calling it the greatest moment of his life, and McMahon would say,
I guess my true meaning behind it was that, I was born into this business, right? And in being a champion, right? Being a champion isn't something that's just displayed by having a belt. Being a champion is something that you have to live every day of your life, right? Whether that's with your schoolwork, whether that's with, I'm an older brother, to two younger brothers, Kenny McMahon and Rogan McMahon. And in just being an older brother for them and a great role model, you have to be a champion for them as well, right? So it's being a champion for yourself every day and showing up every day with just being consistent with that. But the other meaning behind it is, when you've come up in this family business and you've seen it, and I mean, when WrestleMania 32 came to AT&T Stadium and running out there with my dad, that was just the coolest experience of my life, just to see 100,000 in a sold out crowd, just cheering for something that's just bigger, way, way bigger than yourself, right? And it really gets to put it in perspective of just what it means to not only be a champion, but to be a superstar.
Declan would be asked if he sees a future in the wrestling business, with it being something he refuses to rule out, and he would add,
I'm never ruling it out. I would love to get in the ring maybe a couple times, but obviously, you have to see if the opportunity presents itself. It's all about the story, but we'll see. I think a lot of fans would get behind it if we ended up doing it. I think I'd be pretty good at it, but you never know. Never ruling that option out. But as for now, focusing on football and school, and we'll play that by ear.
McMahon would then take part in a Q&A where he was asked what his guilty pleasure TV show is. Whilst he said Breaking Bad, the host revealed what he thought he might have said before Declan came out with the most McMahon response of all time, and let's play the clip.
I was wondering if you were going to say AEW or Impact Wrestling.
No, I don't watch that crap.
It appears that Declan has the physical attributes needed to be a WWE superstar, with him also having the benefit of being a McMahon, which will of course give him at least a foot in the door. Whether he has the promo and in-ring ability required remains to be seen, but he could be someone to look out for at the WWE Performance Center in the years ahead, depending on his success on the gridiron. And next, WWE are looking to introduce new championship belts. The Raw and SmackDown tag team titles have been a mainstay since they were introduced in 2016 in order to give each brand their own distinctive belts. Since May 2022, the Raw and SmackDown tag team championships have once again been unified into the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. However, the current champions carry 2 belts each rather than one single prize. According to a new report from Cultaholic, this could be set to change, as they will reveal earlier today that steps are being taken to potentially introduce a brand new solo design to represent the undisputed champions, and they would note, a source within WWE has revealed to Cultaholic Wrestling that possible new tag team title belt designs were photo and video tested during rehearsals ahead of the October 16 episode of Monday Night Raw in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The rehearsal was a title belt reveal over the course of 30 minutes. The titles were on a table in the middle of the ring, with a production assistant removing the cloth to reveal them. The report then revealed that 2 designs have been trialed, which includes one set of belts which were gold with black straps, with the others featuring a gold and silver design, with one belt having a red strap and one having a blue strap. Cultaholic added that these designs are still undergoing the approval process, and there's no definitive timeline disclosed for when these new title belts may make their debut on WWE television. And before you go, make sure you check out what's next for the WWE releases of September 2023.